Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Perspective of Future, How Media Shape Our Mind. My name is Sherin, and I will be the Master of Ceremony in today's webinar. First, please allow me to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Supriyono SSMA as the Head of Applied English Program, and Dr. Dewi Cahya Ambarwati, SIPMA, as the lecturer for the Event Management subject. This webinar is a collaboration between Extensive Reading and Event Management. Furthermore, I would also like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for taking the time to join us today. Your participation is greatly appreciated, and we are so glad that you could be here with us today. Today, we have gathered some incredible guest speakers who will share their insights on this topic. This event is also supported by our media partners, Info Event Jogja, Edaran Event, Kawal Event, and Jogja Punya Acara, who have helped spread the word about this webinar. Before we get started, I would like to go over some important rules for today's webinar. To ensure a smooth experience, participants are not allowed to turn on the microphone during the webinar. However, participants are allowed to turn on the camera by using the background that has been sent before. If there are any questions to be raised, participants can submit them through the chat box or use the raised hand feature during the Q&A session. The Q&A session will be held twice. Now, let me briefly walk you through the agenda for today. We will start with a presentation from guest speaker Thoon Nady Lynn, first Q&A session, UNES team, first UGM team, second UGM team, third UGM team, and second Q&A session. Please also note that our Zoom is recorded. So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. We hope that you find this webinar both engaging and informative. Without further ado, let's begin our event. To start our event with a sense of national pride, let us all take moments of respect as we listen to the national anthem Indonesia Raya. Please remain seated upright as we play the anthem. Thank you everyone for your participation. Now, let's proceed with the next part of our agenda. We would like to invite the committee chair, Mustika Sari, to deliver the opening speech. Please welcome Mustika.
Good morning, everyone. The Honorable, the Head of Applied English Study Program, Dr. Supriyono SSMA, the courses lecturer, Dr. Dewi Jaya Ambarbati SIPMA, and all participants. First of all, I would like to say a big thank you to all guys for joining our event today, our webinar about perspective of future, how media shape our mind. It is truly an honor for us to welcome two wonderful speakers, including our special guests from Myanmar and the team collaborators from UNES. Thank you for your sharing and time and insight with us. This event was a unique collaboration between two courses, which aim to explore how media influence our thoughts, perspective, and even decision about the future. In today's digital age, the way we interact with media shapes not only our personal belief, but also the collective mindset of society. Through this discussion, I hope we can gain new perspective and critical insights that will help us navigate the ever-changing media landscape. Once again, thank you to the speakers, lecturers, and all participants to making this event possible. I hope this session will be meaningful and thoughtful for us. Let's make the most of this opportunity and discuss together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mustika, for your inspiring speech. Next, we are honored to have the head of Applied English Program, Dr. Supriyono SSMA, with us to share his remarks. Without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Supriyono.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Good morning, everyone. It is really pleasure to be here today and welcome you all to the webinar event talk number 70, if I'm not mistaken. And first and most, I would like to extend my appreciation to the organization committee for the hard work in making this event happen. Putting together a webinar like this takes a lot of effort. I do believe that one. And I'm grateful for the dedication of the committee to conduct this event. And the second one, really appreciate for the guest speakers and also Miss Dr. Devi as the lecturer for this event. Really appreciate that one. Thank you very much. And today's topic is perspective of future, how media shape our mind. It's incredibly relevant to in the world we live in. Every day we are surrounded by information on our phones, laptops, and maybe still on TV that's constantly shaping how we think, what we believe, and even how we see ourselves. Media is, of course, a powerful tool, and learning to navigate it wisely is more important than ever. That is why I'm especially excited about today's discussion. We are honored to have incredible speakers with us, experts who will share their knowledge and insight in this fascinating topic. To our speakers, thank you for taking the time to be here and for your expertise with us. Your perspective, of course, will surely inspire and enlighten us, hopefully. And of course, I encourage all of you, the participants, and also the students and the collaborative students here from UNES and also from Myanmar to ask questions, of course, and then share your thought and make the most of this opportunity to learn and grow. I believe today's session will not only be informative, but also eye-opening, hopefully. Yeah. With that, I'm honored to officially open webinar event talk number 70 today. Let's have inspiring and thought-provoking discussion. Thank you very much. Okay, good luck everyone, and be happy and be healthy and be productive for today's. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supriyono, for your insightful speech. We truly appreciate your effort and time in being with us today. Before we continue, we kindly ask everyone to turn on their cameras as we will be taking some documentation for this event. I'll give you a moment to get ready. Please make sure your background is set to the one that has been provided. All right, I'll start counting now. In 3, 2, 1. Let's take one more to make sure everyone is captured. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone. You may now turn off your camera if you prefer. Now, let's continue with our webinar. As we move into the core part of our session, I would like to introduce our moderator, Mustika. Mustika will guide us through today's discussions, ensuring that we get the most out of this webinar. So, without further delay, I hand over the session to our moderator, Mustika. Please welcome them.
All right. Thank you, Sharon, for the time and opportunities. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ms. Dr. Supriyono, SSMA, as the head of Applied English Study Program, and Dr. Dewi Cahaya Ambarwati, SIPMA, as the course supervisor. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mustika, and who will guide the running of our discussion today. So, the webinar, our agenda today is collaboration between two courses, event management and extensive reading tool, with the theme, Perspective of Future, How Media Shape Our Mind. We will explore from the various aspects about how influencers, social media, and media strategies and the field of tourism can have a significant impact on our future. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first reading the agenda and the rules that we must obey through the event. The first is participants are not allowed to turn on the microphone during the webinar. The second is participants are allowed to turn on the camera using the background that has been sent previously. The third is if there are any questions to be conveyed, participants can tell them through the chat column or the raise hand feature during the Q&A session. The Q&A session will be held 2 times with the following order. The first, presentation from the guest star, Thoon Nady Lynn, following with the first Q&A session. After that, the presentation from the UNES team, the first UGM team, the second UGM team, the third UGM team, and following with the second Q&A session. And please take a note that our Zoom is recorded. Without any further ado, let's get show started. And welcoming our guest star, Thoon Nady Lynn. Thoon is a fresh graduate from the Communication Department of UGM. She comes from Myanmar and she's been living in Indonesia for 3 years now. She has worked with a couple of local and international NGOs, think tanks, research centers, and she has keen interest in media, activism, storytelling, and strategic communication, and currently, she is preparing for grad school. And let's welcome Thoon Nady Lynn. Good morning, Thoon. How are you today?
Hello, good morning. I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Thoon. The stage is yours.
Okay. Firstly, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking your time to join with me today. It's really an honor that to be able to speak in here. So, yeah, without further ado, let me start my presentation. So today I will be talking about the looking glass off and also self-image and self-awareness. Yeah. I think we can go to next slide. Here is the things I will be covering for today. So the first one is that the core theory for today session is looking glass off, and also the complexities of this theory, and also the role of social media with how it really impacted the looking glass off, and also the cyber stuff, and key takeaways, and also outcomes and the conclusion. Yeah. So I would like to start my session with asking some questions to you guys. You don't really have to answer it, but just give me like reaction or like like reaction is fine. Okay, so uh, I think this the screen is not sharing anymore. Oh yeah, okay. So these questions, so you can just give me some sort of reactions. The first question is that have you ever felt like your perception of yourself is influenced by how other people react to you? Or have you ever changed the way you are based on how like you think people perceive you? Have you ever feel like this before? Like just give me reaction if you like feel that I not feelings before.
Yes, of course. Me personally, uh, our
All right.
perspective our perspective is depends on our people, how people see us.
So I think we can go to the next slide. Yeah. Okay, so today is the so like Musica said before, if like you feel like that, it is exactly what the Charles Coley theory of looking glass of. So it is a core concept in the sociology study, and it's also one of the theories that I learned during my college year. We mostly learn these theories in our media and brand management class. So, so according to him, our self-concept is not found in isolation or alone. It is shaped by the social interaction with others. So we use others as a mirror to understand who we are. So I will be going like to conceptually or technically. I will just give like a brief, introduction with this theory so that it will be easier for you guys to follow me throughout my presentations. Yeah, I think we can go to the next slide. So here is the looking glass soft theory describes three thought processes that happen whenever we interact with other people. The first one is that imagining how we appear to others. So when we enter a situations or like we started to picture ourselves like how people see us or how people perceive us. For example, in a job interview, you might think like, oh yeah, do I look confident or like, do I look professional? Am I like wearing the attire that really suit with the like job interview like this? Or the second one is that imagining their judgment or us. So we try to guess what others think about us. Like for example, when we met for the people for the first time, it's like we would think like, oh, are they impressed by me? Or like, do you think like I look kind of like knowledgeable to others people? That kind of thoughts always come across to our mind. And the third one is that developing feelings about perspective, those developing feelings about those perceived judgment. So, for example, like if we think people see us positively, we feel confidence. So, if we think they see us negatively, we might feel insecure like this. So, right now I'm like giving the presentation, right? And then I actually try to make like kind of, engage or like eye contact with you guys, but it not really be like kind of not really recognizable or obvious as the offline or not really effective. But I try my best like to engage with you guys because I actually would like to appear like, oh yeah, oh her presentation is good or like she's like doing great or something like that. So if I think like, oh, you guys like giving attention to me or like like engaged with me, or I feel like validated. Oh yeah, I'm doing great at like giving presentation here. But if I feel like you guys feel bored or like you're uninterested in my presentation, I'm actually feel like, oh yeah, did I putting them into sleep? Like my presentation is so boring like this. So this kind of things that come across to my mind. So this actually what that looking glass of theory is. So it just says on okay, I will just give you like a case scenario that you guys can actually vividly imagine about this theory. And yeah, so that perception assumptions like happen all the time, like if we as long as we are interact or like communicate with one another, even at school, workplace, or like at home maybe. Yeah, so I think we can go to the next one. Here is the looking glass of theory. So this how like we imagine how we appear to other people. So how my mom see me is like an angel with this one, and how my girlfriend see me, how my older brother see me, but how my ex-girlfriend see me with like an event like this, or this kind of we emerging things like that. But you know, next slide. I think this theory is also not as simple as it is. It's also like they also have some kind of complexity and assumption when it comes to, we imagine things by ourselves. Next slide. So yeah, the looking glass stuff doesn't work the same way for everyone. Separate factors also like affect how we interpret the feedback or how we interpret others see us, like how they perceive us. So in here, what I mean by feedback is that, sometimes it will be like orally, they give you like some sort of comment about you, but sometimes how you actually, would like to appear, how you also perceive that how people think about you. So the first one is that not all the feedback is equal. Like I said before, you would like to present like yourself into this kind of image, but it might not be, the comment or like the feedback you got from other people is not equal for you. For example, we care more about opinions from trusted people, family, close friends, and managers rather than from strangers. For example, if you got like a compliment from your respected professor at school, it will be boost your confidence more than a comment that you got online from strangers. And the second one is the misinterpretation of signals. Yeah, we don't always interpret feedback correctly. For example, like if someone doesn't smile at you, you might think like, oh, they don't like me. Maybe they're just tired. So that kind of, misinterpretation can also happen when we applying to this theory. The third one is that our own values shape how we respond. So even if others see us in a certain way, we don't always have to accept it. For example, if people actually call you lazy, but if you think that you work hard, so you don't have to take that to your heart, that you just ignore the opinions of others. Yeah, next slide. So like I said before, like looking glass up has shaped our identity and self-image, but it's also not a simple process. With the rise of social media, things become more complicated. So firstly, the social media give us like an infinite numbers of mirrors, like how we actually trying to appear to the mirror. This and also like every comments, likes, or reaction become a form of feedback. They actually perceive us. And our self-image or concept is shaped by not just by real life interactions, but also by digital interactions. Next slide. Next slide, please. And here is the, oh yeah. Okay, so this is the concept or cyber stuff. This also one of the like branch theory, and for primary icon theory. So we have like a multiple online identity, of course. Firstly, like for linking, I actually would like to, these are my real photo, like with, I will be, if I'm using this profile, I would like to appear that how people, emerging person. If on LinkedIn, I would like to, appear as like a professional. Like, this photo is my real LinkedIn profile because I think like I don't really have like some sort of, like professional portrait or like, passport photo, like people poses like occasionally post on their LinkedIn, but this photo is like the most professional photo I have in my gallery. This is what I think. So this is what I actually want people like, perceive me as like a professional self on LinkedIn. The second one is the a casual fan self on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah. This also used to be my Instagram profile picture. And yeah, I would like to become like kind of easygoing or like, people care with like a lot of interest. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, the third one is that an attractive and charming self on Tinder or Bumble. They are obviously a dating app, right? I'm not on that dating app right now, yeah. But if I will be going to be that dating app, I would like to, use this picture as my profile picture because when I actually like posted this on my story, I actually got a lot of people saying like, oh, I look very like attractive or cute, not cute because like attractive or charming, like, oh yeah, because I actually put makeup at the day and randomly to some sort of selfies and I posted it and I actually got like a lot of like feedback even from like, people I don't personally close to. So I think like, oh, I think it can
Hello, Thoon, are you still with us? All right, so far, Thoon explained that we, as the person, we will show the good side of ourselves in social media by using our selfies and many more on the LinkedIn, on the social media. But something, guys, that we must be careful is about uh, the cyber crime, because we don't know what will happen at the outside of the people, the way people think. Because at first we will share about uh, our selfies that we think we look pretty on. Oh, that picture is so good, so pretty. We look so harmony, like right there. But at the other side, people think another thing, of instead of being positive. And then we must be careful about it. All right. So far, is there any question, guys, from you? Maybe you can put it on your chat box. And so far, Tun said that we uh, we want to see by people, by our environment, our friendship, and many things that around us, and it is shaped our way of thinking, because people around us always give us something like effect or bias, because we will stick to the people that have same wave with us, right? Exactly, because that's why we always something like want to appear, want to show what to show about our environment. And by managing by the social media itself, we must develop our feelings to perceiving judgment, because people sometimes didn't think positively because any bias and many more. If you guys wanna ask something of Fortune, you can put it on your chat box. We will wait for your interesting questions. All right, we will continue the Tune session after the UNES session. Right now, let's welcome from our second presenters from UNES, Universitas Negeri Semarang. Please welcome Amira and Rina that we will present about the present.
I will share screen now.
Yes. Amira and Rina, the stage is yours.
Music streaming provides premium services to give users advantages when streaming music. The availability of premium service is expected to increase consumer satisfaction. Good morning. Today, I'm Siti Danisa Amira, and Rina Amalia from Development Economic UNES will tell you the effect of the premium music streaming service on consumer satisfaction. These are the topics we will discuss. First, introduction. The article explores the rising popularity of music streaming platforms and how they influence consumer satisfaction, especially within Generation Z in Jakarta. The advancement of the internet and technology has made music more accessible with premium subscriptions, providing additional perks like ad-free experiences, offline listening, and limitless music libraries. This study intends to investigate how premium features impact user satisfaction in music streaming apps. The primary problem addressed in the research paper, the effect of premium service music streaming towards consumer satisfaction of Z generation in Jakarta, revolves around understanding how premium music streaming services impact consumer satisfaction, consumer needs, and expectation, particularly among the Z generation in Jakarta. The research indicates that premium service can lead to higher consumer satisfaction levels as they provide users with more control and flexibility in their music consumption. According to Maki and Islam 2015, music streaming is a product of internet and device development, and it is a revolution of digital technology that changes many aspects of human life. As an essential thing, music streaming facilitates people to listen to music without physical media or virtual files. The research draws on the idea that price reflects the quality of a product or service. According to PARC 2020, consumers often associate higher prices with better service quality. Navarro 2016 also explained that a good service could influence consumer satisfaction. This theory suggests that when consumers pay for premium music streaming services, they expect a higher level of service, which can lead to increased satisfaction if those.
Okay, next for the hypothesis. The hypothesis proposed in this research is hypothesis 1, premium services positively influence the customer satisfaction of Generation Z. Employing a simple linear regression model, the research validates that premium services enhance customer satisfaction. The t-value calculated 3.414 surpasses the critical value of 1.664 from the t-table, resulting in the acceptance of hypothesis 1. Okay, for methodology used by the research, quantitative research method, this study used a quantitative approach focusing on a sample of 100 Z generation responding in Jakarta. This method allowed for the collection and analysis of numerical data to draw conclusions about the phenomenon, which is research conducted to test objective theory by examining the relationship between variables. Data were collected through structural questionnaires and analyzed using SPSS to obtain descriptive statistic and inference research. Okay. The result, the analysis of validity and reliability confirms that the results from the questionnaire are satisfactorily significant. The research indicates that individuals who opt for premium services report higher levels of satisfaction thanks to the absence of after assessment, the option to download music, and the availability of a diverse array of songs. The hypothesis evaluation further bolstered this finding, showing that premium services have a substantial impact on customer satisfaction by providing improved accessibility and improved listening and broad selection of music. The regression analysis reveals that users of premium services demonstrate higher levels of engagement and brand loyalty compared to user non-premium services.
Moreover, demographic analysis shows that a significant portion of users are students, 60% who prefer premium services, despite the expense, suggesting that many users prioritize convenience and future-rich experience over financial constraint. And then for the conclusion, the study concludes that the Z generation has adopted two modern habits in music consumption, primarily favoring online music streaming due to its finance and accessibility. It was found that premium services significantly enhance customer satisfaction among the Z generation. These services provide various advantages, such as unlimited song access and ad-free experience watch, which cater to the specific needs on this generation. Okay, next. Next is recommendation future research. The study suggests that future research should explore additional areas that could influence music streaming satisfaction, such as brand image, advertising strategies, and promotional input. It also recommended including a more diverse respondent pool, considering different generations and geographical areas to broaden the understanding of music streaming dynamics. Okay, hopefully this article review has been beneficial for everyone. By delving into the study, we've gained a clearer understanding of the relationship between a premium service, features, and customer satisfaction in the music streaming industry. This has implications not only for customers, but also for service providers. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration.
All right. Thank you for Amira and Rina for the insight. And Gen Z indeed hard to escape music as the medium of expression. So it become a media promotion that really effective for Gen Z. If you guys have any question about this topic, please feel free to share them in the chat box. Okay. Thank you, Amira and Rina. And next, we will move to the Thoon. Are you all ready with us, Thoon? Okay, because of Thoon hasn't read yet, we will move to the next session about the presentation from the first team of UGM. Let's continue our agenda by welcoming the first team of UGM, Naila, Raka, Priscilia, and Diana with the title Dramaturgical Perspective on Social Media, Online Stages, and Self-Presentation. Hello Naila, are you ready? Naila, Raka, Priscilia,
Yes,
and...
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. For the first team from UGM, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Naila Putri Nelson, and my group will present about dramaturgical perspective on the use of social media as an online stage and self-presentation. Next, please. Social media serves as an online stage where individuals, influencers, and businesses showcase their talents, ideas, and identities to a global audience. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube allow creativity to thrive, enable users to share their experiences, and build personal brands, while interactions such as likes and comments serve as audience feedback and applause. Next, please. Thank you. The next is dramaturgy theory that was developed by Irving Goffman that was published in the 1959. In the theory, it compares social life to a theatrical stage where individuals act as performers. This theory, rooted in symbolic interactionism, divides social life into two main parts, the front stage and the backstage. Next, please. Thank you. In dramaturgy, social life is divided into two, front stage and backstage. The front stage is a role that is displayed by humans professionally when they are faced with other people. Perfection in appearance is very demanding stage so that it is non-formal, where individuals can be themselves and drop their societal roles and next, please. Yeah, thank you. In today's digital era, social media reflects users' emotions. Instagram is one of the most popular platforms in Indonesia, ranking fourth after YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. According to a 2017 survey by We Are Social and Hootsuite survey from Indonesia, has the highest number of active Instagram users in the Southeast Asia, with the majority age 18 to 24. It is quite high numbers and it keeps growing until today in 2025. Next, please.
Okay, so now that we've already covered the basic idea of governance theory, I'm Priscilla. I will show you how this concept relates to personal branding and self-presentation. So social media has become a powerful tool for self-branding. People use social media platforms to craft and control their public image. So how do people actually control this image? They do it through something called impression management. Next slide, please. So according to Jones and Pittman in 1982, there are 5 main strategies people use. First is self-promotion. This is when someone highlights their achievements, skills, or expertise to look competent. Second is ingratiation. It's about being likable and friendly and also relatable. So influencers share something that makes followers feel close to them. Third is intimidation. It's about showing dominance or confidence to engage the audience attentions. Fourth, exemplification. It's about when someone tries to show they have strong moral values. And lastly, supplication. It's when people show vulnerability or struggles, like they asking for support. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. So now let's apply this to a real example. Kumit Project, a vlogger couple, Mat Kucil and Cimit. They are known for creating a variety of content on Instagram and YouTube, like short funny videos about everyday relationship problems. Next slide, please. Thank you. So Kumit project used for impression management strategies. First is self-promotion. So their videos are always well edited, high quality, with clear production. This shows their skills and professionalism. Second is ingratiation. Most of their content is about relatable relationship stories, so their audience can easily connect because it feels familiar. Third is intimidation. So Chimit often plays the dominant role, especially when Mat Kecil messes up. So it adds a bit of drama, keeps the content entertaining. And then next is exemplification. So despite all the drama, they also highlight the positive values like the loyalty, patience, and understanding in relationships. Next slide, please. Okay, so if we connect this to government's dramaturgy, front stage and backstage, so the front stage are the idealized version of their relationship, like the polished, fun, sometimes dramatic relationship they present. And the settings are intentional. It's all designed to look casual. but it's actually scripted and well prepared. And what we don't see or the backstage are the preparation, shooting, editing, and their real personalities, and maybe even parts of their relationship that they choose not to show. And all of these elements are hidden, but they are crucial in keeping their brand consistent. So from the comic project, we know that self-presentation on social media is rarely spontaneous. Influencers decide which parts of themselves to show and which to hide. And this shows how social media doesn't only influence individual self-branding, but also has a bigger role in shaping public discourse and influencer culture as a whole. Next slide, please.
Okay, now that we have explored personal branding and self-perceptions, let's move on the role of social media in the public discourse and influencer culture. As we know, social media has evolved into more than just a tool for communication. It now serves as a platform for public discourses and influencer culture. Through videos, photos, caption, mention, and influencer convey messages, including the policies and information to interact directly with the public or for those in position. Next slide, please. Thank you. Important aspect of public discourses and influencer culture. I will explain about the public discourses. Public discourses signify speeches, publication, and other statements made in pursuit of government, laws, public discourses over the primary practical technique for finding what the laws should be required. The important aspect of public discourses, such as freedom of speech, is a right to express opinion without government interference, except when it incites violence or threatens public order. While information accessibility is the ability to access, understand, and use information in the except when it incites violence or threatens public order in application platform. And the next is about the influencer culture. Influencer culture as a job description of practice as a concept and role to application platform. The important aspect influencer culture as authenticity and performance. Authenticity is the quality being genuine to through oneself, inflated through social, cultural, and personal contact, while performance is an act to expressing oneself or ideas to convey meaning, influenced by social norms, art, professional rules. Next slide, please. Thank you. One the figure that a concept of social media through public discourses and influencer culture is Feral Bramasta. He's an actor, influencer, political figure while known in Indonesia. He began his career as an actor. Feral leveraged his popularity to enter politics by joining the Partai Amanat Nasional as legislative candidate in 2024 election. Next slide, please. In this case of public discourses through free of speech and accessibility from this image in the comments shows that people support a young politician, reflecting the positive public discourses on the social medias allow free expression of enthusiasm and hopes, while digital platform help spread political information quickly. While in another case of influencer culture, the image shows that he embodies influencer culture through authenticity and performance. His choice of climbing attire reflects cultural identity and connects with his audience, while his pose, outfit, and expression can create an elegant image aligned with digital fashion trends. Next slide, please. Thank you. If we integrate this case into the government dramaturgy theory, from the front stage as an artist engages in the public performance, media, appearance, and maintains a carefully crafted public persona to align with audience expectation. As a politician, he participated in campaigns, public speeches, and policy endorsement by using social media strategically to build a political credibility. And from the backstage, as an artist, he can express his true self without the pressure of public scrutiny, allowing him to engage in personal activity freely. As a politician, behind the scenes, he engages in open discussion and collaborates with his team to develop campaign strategy before the election. So from this case, we know that social media plays significant role in both politics and influencer culture. Authenticity and performance are the key factor of shaping public perception and influencing public discourses. Next slide, please.
So in short, social media is no longer just a place to connect, but a stage for managing one image influencer. Like Humid Project use impression strategies, showcasing a curated front while keeping the back hidden. This impact not only personal branding, but also shape influencer culture, as seen with figure like Farrell Bramastia. However, it raises concern about authenticity and the pressure to constantly perform. Understanding this help us be more mindful of online content and its influence on society. That concludes our presentations. Thank you for attention. Now I will close our group presentation and return it to the moderator. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Naila, Raka, Priscilla, and Diana for the insight. And social media is the stage where people purposefully construct a self-image. If you have any question about this topic, please feel free to let us know to the chat box. And let's continue to our agenda. The next, I will ask about Thoon. Are you already with us?
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, I am.
Yeah, sure. All right. Are you ready? You will
Yeah.
continue your presentation.
Mhm.
All right. Fortune, the stage is yours.
Okay, firstly, I'm so sorry with that because of my technical problems. Yeah. Okay, so we can actually go to this positive outcome part. So yeah, like we if we understand our self-concept is shaped by how we think others perceive us, or we become more mindful of the image we project online. Next slide, please. Oh, here is the positive outcomes. Like if we understand like how that looking glass self theory works and how we actually make our self image through how people actually perceive and how people view us. So these are some of the positive outcomes that you can actually get from if we understand that looking glass theory first is self awareness and image bearing. So by understand that our self concept is shaped by the how we think others perceive, we become more mindful of the image we project online. For example, for the linking, you don't want to, post about like a memes or some sort of funny post, right? But only on like a professionalism, you have to keep cool on linking like this. So the second one is that bearing confidence and authenticity. So instead of chasing validation, we can see feedback like the feedback I said before to grow in a way that truly matter to us. By also values to us. So the third one is that strengthening social or professional connection. So by understanding the how our online self is perceived, we can better engage with others and build meaningful relationships for personal growth, career opportunity, or networking. So I have like a Twitter's account, just I devoted just for the study trees. So I actually trying to connect with some sort of like fellow student across the world. We actually share about like study tips or like, it actually gives me motivation to study more like this. So yeah. And then the fourth one is that using feedback for growth and adaptation. So instead of letting every opinion affect us, we can filter out negativity, focus on the constructive feedback and use it to shape our authentic self-brand. This helps us to turn with confidence and self-doubt into growth while staying adaptation in the changing digital world. Okay, next slide, please. And also, it also didn't also impact on our real life too. For example, it enhances our communication. So when we recognize our actions or words are perceived by other people, we can adjust our communication style for clarity and impact. For example, if I'm present myself as like a comfortable or like approachable person, you guys would like to, listen to me more or engage with me more like that. So, and also the second one is that shapes our professional and social identity. So a strong and self-aware person makes us appear more competent and reliable and valuable. For example, someone who is mindful of words and body language and trust and respect in the work setting. If you are like a supervisor or like a lot of you have like a lot of people who look up to you. If you don't keep your professionalism and don't have a boundary, it will really be good if you guys communicate. And the third one is that allows to control our self-image. Like I said before, instead of letting like others define our worth, we can actively shape how we present ourselves on like various profiles. So yeah, I think we can go to next slide. Okay, so here is the other end of my presentation. So for the closing remark, I just would like to tell that self-awareness is not about changing who we are. It's about like understanding how we come and come across continuously improving. And then when we become like mindful of how others perceive us, if we actually understand that how looking glass theory work, we actually gain the power to shape our personal and professional identities like through our various profile, online or offline. And also by applying this looking glass theory, we can communicate more effectively, build confidence, and create a presence that truly reflects who we are. So instead of being defined like by external validation, we take control of our self-image and ensuring that it aligns with our own values and inspiration. And also our self-identity and self-image is ours to shape. It's not just by like how other people see us, according to this theory. And also it also like how this kind of perception or assumption is like aligned with our values or not, or like what we believe about ourselves. Yeah, thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation. I actually welcome any kind of questions or discussion you would like to add. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Thoon, for your insight. And I got meaningful insight for myself. Is about the self-awareness is not about changing ourselves, right? But not changing ourselves based on people opinion, but understanding ourselves and what we believe about ourselves, right? Okay. So we have a question from the chat box, and then we will continue the Q&A session. The question is from Brian. And the question is in Indonesia. I will read the Indonesia first, and then I will translate it to the English. Right. So the question is, pernahkah Anda merasa bahwa cara orang lain bereaksi terhadap Anda mempengaruhi cara Anda melihat diri sendiri? Apakah bisa berbagi pengalaman? And the translate is, have you ever felt that the way others react to you affect the way you see yourself? Can you share your experience? The question is from Brian.
Yes, of course. Okay, thank you so much, Brian, for asking me that. Yeah, actually, if I move to another country, I actually have to adjust some sort of, like they also have they hear like norms or traditions, right? So here is also play a part, like, when I present myself online or even offline. So at the time, like I will just give you example with my Instagram, like personal Instagram online presence there. So I think I have this before, but in Myanmar, we use Facebook. Like we use Facebook like to connect with each other. We don't actually use Instagram. So only people we actually close each other follow the Instagram. So we don't actually follow each other on Instagram if we don't know like each other very closely. So but I moved here. Everyone like if they would like to be mutual with me, they just told me, oh, can we follow Instagram like that? So in the past, I used to post literally everything, like my daily update on my Instagram, because this is what we do, like Myanmar people do with like, because we think like it is story, right? Like in Facebook, we call mind game. But it's just like you have to update like every daily life about you because it is supposed to what it mean by the profile. But in here, like people don't really share a lot about their personal life, as much as we did back in Myanmar. So that's why I also would like to, kind of become like secretive, like, taking things to myself, not really posting a lot of things. And then I also try like to, keep myself cool, like every other people. Because in here, if they would like to, update about their life, they mostly have like a second or third account, right? Like they actually share with certain people there. But for us, we just share it like because it is who we are on Facebook and then so I don't actually feel like I'm being myself on Instagram, but I'm being myself on Facebook like this. So I think it's really definitely affecting me.
Yeah, I think so. And I got a new fact that Myanmar use Facebook instead of Instagram is a new thing for us because Gen Z in Indonesia, we tend to use the Instagram, and somehow we saw the number of followers as the achievement. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Okay. I will ask about FOMO. Nowadays, uh, the name of FOMO, the name of FOMO is sounds familiar for us. And for you, Thoon, how you manage yourself about being stay private and limit yourself instead of the phenomena of FOMO.
FOMO? What is exactly is FOMO?
Oh,
Fear of missing. Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I see. Um, I think I've been like, like I don't actually feel like that because I think like I'm kind of feel like I'm super independent. Yeah. Yeah, in my opinion. So I have never feel that kind of things before like that. But somehow, in the social setting, like when like making friends or stuff, uh I definitely would, but somehow, I don't actually feel like I'm missing it out. But it's just like I'm quite happy with that because I think it's also related with a lot with my personality that, I'm kind of introverted, so I don't really love, like making initiative with friendship just there. And also here they have like a close cycle, like they have like a friendship cycle that I feel like I cannot actually fit in. That's why I don't really try my best, to try to fit in that those kind of friendship cycle or like that. So that's why I think if I decided myself that it is okay not to be become like in one friend cycle, so am I being included in like in that? If I keep that to myself, I don't actually, you know, release like fear or that missing out. Yeah.
Okay, so there is somehow new insight for me because all of my friends and all of my environment is they stay connected in Instagram because somehow the effect of FOMO. And that's all the Q&A session for Thoon Nady. And we will continue about the presentation for the second team of UGM. For Nadira, I'm sorry, for Stephanie, Rivaludin, and Naya, with the title, Does Social Media Influence People Behavior in Making Decision? Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
All right. The stage is yours.
All right, thanks for the moderator. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today as we dive into an insightful discussion on how media shape our mind, perspective, or future. With the topic that we have today, does social media influence people's behavior in making decisions? Next slide, please. All right, to begin with, we will start by introducing the main focus of today's webinar, setting the foundation for our discussion. Following that, we will explore the purpose of how social media influences people's decision-making across different areas of society. Next, we will look at specific examples that illustrate the impact of social media. Moving forward, we will conclude with a summary of our material. And finally, we will look at the references that support our discussion, ensuring a well-rounded perspective. Okay, this slide will be explained by Nayara. Well, Nayara, time is yours.
Okay, thank you
There.
so much, Riva. Maybe the previous slide, please. Okay, thank you so much, Riva. I'm Nirana Zubafia, and you'll be with me for the next few slides. So, how social media affect people's decisions? After research from several sources, here are the most relevant answers of how social media affect people's decisions. First, people use social media to share their experiences, reviews, information, advice, warnings.
I'm sorry, Nayara. Sorry for interruption. We cannot hear your voice clearly.
Oh, okay.
What about now?
So just continue.
Okay. Um, that information is a helpful source which may influence viewers' decision making. And second, social media sites would try and keep us fixated on engaging in conversations, so we would see more adverts. And the last but not least is, according to Fadila and Saputra, 2021, content marketing has a significant impact on customer purchasing decisions, especially on Generation Z. Another research by Haryanti and Virapraja, 2018, which discusses the influence of influencer marketing as a digital marketing strategy. Influencer marketing is perfect for improving brand image and consumer brand awareness. Next slide, please. Okay, now we will talk about the first point. So, for the first point is how social media affect an individual's decision, and this is how. Social media is a breeding ground for FOMO, or fear of missing out. Scrolling through posts of friends enjoying new products or experiences can spark a sense of urgency, driving consumers to make impulsive purchasing decisions. Has anyone here ever felt the urge to buy something just because you saw your friends or your favorite influencer showcasing it on social media? Let me be the first to admit, I've definitely felt that urge before, just last month. Honestly, I saw my favorite influencer raving about a new shoulder bag, and before I knew it, I was adding it to my cart, even though previously I wanted to save my money to buy other things that I needed. From there, we can see that social media can change my decision unintentionally. Next slide, please. Thank you. As you can see on these pictures, the person on this picture name is Susanna Wing Shilau. Susanna Wing Shilau is known as Suzy Lau, is a British journalist and fashion blogger who has a unique sense of style. So many people follow her to wear clothes that are unusual compared to wearing casual normal clothes like most people do. Suzy Lau bold and unconventional fashion choices challenge the idea of normal clothing. She inspires people to express themselves freely through fashion, proving that personal style is about creativity rather than following trends. Because of that mindset, she managed to change the decision of people who had wanted to wear normal clothes, but change into a very unique clothes. Next slide, please. Thank you. We will discuss the positive and negative effect of the previous examples. First, eliminates boredom for the positive effects. Media provides entertainment and engagement, helping people stay occupied during their free time. Second, don't miss important trends or news. Social media and digital platforms keep people informed about current events, trends, and important updates, ensuring they stay connected to the world. And for the negative effects, first, to hide expectations. Constant exposure to curated content on social media can lead to unrealistic standards, whether in lifestyle, beauty, or success. And second, impulsive buying. Seeing advertisement, influencer promotions, or social media trends can trigger impulsive shopping behavior. And yeah, that's not good for us. And last but not least is insecurity. Comparing oneself to idealized image and lifestyle often portrayed on social media can lead to feelings of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. Now, I'll pass it over to Stephanie to continue with the next part of our discussion.
And thank you. First of all, let's discuss on families, on how social media has effects on families. Now, to start off, social media as a whole are able to influence the decisions that we as humans chose to do, as it happens a public opinion by enabling social interaction around the world, leading us to form our own opinion and make our own choices, if it aligns with our choices. It's also worth mentioning that digital tools have content that reinforces bonds in the household, creating tension in the household. Next slide, please. Next, here we see a few of many examples that can and will happen if the interaction of digital social media can be a problem. There is sharing information, whether you believe it or not. There has been much content on family members over sharing personal information of either theirs or others, which is a violation of privacy to people who didn't even know they posted that. It's also worth mentioning in those same content, you would in fact get negative comments of either you, your spouse, your children, even your own lifestyle can get criticized by commenters on the internet. You can also get influenced by the displays of lavish lifestyles of other families, making you not only feel envious but also ashamed of your own family being considered imperfect in your eyes. And lastly, a problem that is surprisingly common in the way of viewing of the information of your employment history. This can ruin your life because not only will the private information on your workplace get revealed, but it can showcase your wrongdoings that can get you fired or unaccepted in your workplace company. Next slide, please. And finally, the last subject on this point, the effects from it, or more so, the consequences that can happen, and that is that the use of social media is highly inappropriate in the space of your own family, as it can make your safe place unsafe, and that will not only can take a toll on your family's mentality, but also the way you would view things. Okay, now I'll pass it to Lisa.
Okay, next slide. All right. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. All right, everyone. After listening to the previous point about individuals and family, now we're gonna talk about the government. Social media has changed the way governments make decisions, especially in terms of security and regulation of digital content. With its ability to spread information quickly and widely, social media platforms have become a space where various issues, including hate speech, extremism, and propaganda, develop without geographical boundaries. This has encouraged governments to be more active in monitoring and regulating digital content in order to maintain public stability and security. Governments use social media to monitor emerging issues, including security threats, hate speech, and extremist propaganda, which then encourages them to create policies for monitoring and regulating digital content. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Now we'll look at the example. The first example is the Charlie Hebdo tragedy. This tragedy occurred on January 7, 2015, so two gunmen attacked the magazine's Paris office, killing 12 people, including two cartoonists and journalists. The attack, triggered by cartoons of Prophet Muhammad, was deemed offensive to Islam and sparked global solidarity with the viral hashtag #JesusCharlie. This tragedy ignited a global debate on digital security and content regulation on social media. The attack led to digital platforms being considered a place for radicalization and the spread of extremism, especially after the viral hashtag #JesusCharlie. In response, governments began to see social media as both a threat and a tool to control the public narrative. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. Here is the second example, urging campaign regulation on social media for the 2024 election. Pushing for stricter regulation on digital campaigns, social media influences government decision by serving as a platform for political parties to spread campaigns and shape public opinion. However, without clear rules, it can also enable negative campaigns, disinformation, hoaxes, and hate speech, leading to political and social instability. Due to the increasing use of social media in campaigns, KPU is under pressure from various parties to immediately develop stricter regulation. With the increasing urgency of this issue, the government is finally considering implementing stricter rules in digital campaigns, including in the draft regulation that will be implemented for the 2024 election. This shows that social media not only influences political dynamics, but also encourages the government to take concrete steps in formulating policies to create fairer, more transparent, and democratic election. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. Positive effect, encouraging governments to act quickly. While after the Charlie Hebdo tragedy, social media accelerated the government's decision to tighten digital security regulation and establish the European Internet Referral Unit to monitor extremist content. In the 2024 general election, public pressure on social media prompted the government and KPU to develop digital campaign regulation to prevent the spread of hoaxes and black campaigns. For the negative effects, regulation that risks restricting freedom of speech. Strict scrutiny of digital content in the wake of Charlie Hebdo and the election campaign could lead to an abuse of power, with policies aimed at tackling hate speech instead restricting the right to free speech. All right, next slide, please. All right.
I'm sorry,
In
Stephanie.
conclusion, social media influences decision-making by shaping perceptions, driving trends, and impacting relationships. It fosters connectivity and awareness, but can also lead to impulsive actions, misinformations, and conflicts when misused. The rapid spread of information can be both a tool for education and a source of division. Depending on how it is managed, misuse of digital platforms can strain from personal connections and even have legal consequences. To navigate its influence effectively, individuals and institutions must balance its benefits with mindful regulation and responsible use. That's all from us. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
All right. Thank you to Stephanie, Rivaludin, and Naya for the new insight. And we know that nowadays social media greatly influence individuals' decision and the government politics. And if you have any question about this topic, please feel free to let us know in the chat box. And let's continue to our agenda by welcoming the third team from UGM, Nadira, Finka, and Rani, with the title Tourism Marketing Comparing Al-Baha, Saudi Arabia, and Bukit Lawang, Indonesia. Nadira, Finka, and Rani, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
All right, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to have us in this webinar event talks. So today we are going to present about tourism marketing by comparing Al-Baha in Saudi Arabia and Bukit Lawang in Indonesia. Okay, so I'm Nadira Thabita, will present about the introduction about what is marketing, what is Al-Baha, and what is Bukit Lawang. So basically, marketing is an activity of promoting, selling, and distributing products to achieve the goal of meeting the needs and desires of consumers. Marketing is a way to increase brand awareness, traffic, and revenue. Its activities include market research, advertising, sales, and building good relationship with customers so that they can be mutually beneficial in the long term, in effective and in efficient manner. So moving on to Al-Baha that will be compared to Bukit Lawang. Maybe you guys are not really familiar with Al-Baha because usually people went to Saudi Arabia to do religious things and they didn't have enough time to explore another city. So Al-Baha is a city in Saudi Arabia which has the most important tourist and agricultural city in Arabia. Many tourists still don't know how beautiful Al-Baha's nature is. The city presents a green mountain landscape with a cool air. Moreover, the city is also located in the Hijaz Mountains, so there are more than 90 forests covering 18% of its area. It's also called a green oasis, meaning a fertile area in the middle of the desert. Yeah, we all know that Arabia is full of desert. Then Bukit Lawang. Bukit Lawang is leading to ecotourism in North Sumatra. This tourist spot is known as the gateway to the Gunung Leuser National Park, which is a conservation area for the habitat of Sumatran orangutan. The natural beauty of Bukit Lawang attracts tourists because there are so many activities that can be done in Bukit Lawang. For example, like camping, waterfalls, and river tubing. So why we choose Al-Baha and Bukit Lawang? So these two destinations actually have a similar attraction to tourists. They both have a hiking track, and many people come to Al-Baha to hike into Shadow Mountain, the very famous mountain there. Also, Al-Baha has great potential with its natural charm, supporting outdoor activities such as camping and other nature tours. While Bukit Lawang is a gateway to Gunung Leuser National Park, so the tourists want to know the origin of orangutan habitat, which is also part of the ecotourism. Both promote nature conservation conservation while providing a unique nature experience. Then we are going to compare it with several aspects such as social media, attitude to positive impacts, campaign planning, destination attractiveness, and pro-tourism behavior. So for the first comparison, I'm going to present by Putri. So please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Rara. Hello, everyone. My name is Putri Maharani. So now let's move on to one of the most crucial aspects of modern tourism promotion, namely social media as a strategic tool in tourism campaign. According to the two journals we analyzed, Indonesia and Albaha, social media plays a significant role in shaping the success of tourism marketing. So let's first discuss the social media platform used in both tourism campaign. Both journals highlight the use of similar platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Meta Ads, and YouTube. These platforms are selected for several strategic reasons. First, they have a wide user reach, making it easier to target local and international audience. Second one is they support visual content like photos, videos, and virtual tours to highlight destination. The third is interactive features such as comments, message, and live session help build engagement and two-way communication. So let's look at the campaign strategies more specifically. According to Indonesia Journal, these are several case strategies. The first is building brand awareness of the destination. Second one is using visual content to highlight its appeal. The third is applying storytelling techniques to emotionally connect with potential tourists. The fourth is sharing testimonials from previous visitors to build credibility. The fifth is maintaining a regular posting schedules to keep engagement still high. And the last one is encouraging admin interaction to keep communication active. Meanwhile, from Albaha proposed additional strategies. The first one is creating a clear destination identity through like profile design and unique content. The second one is promoting two-way conversation with followers. The third is enabling sharing behavior, allowing content to be spread further by users. The fourth is ensuring continuous presence through frequent activity. The fifth is building a strong reputation via positive reviews and quality content. And the last is fostering relationship to build loyalty, forming online communities or groups like travel forums that supports ongoing promotion. So the next aspect is target audience. Journal from Indonesia focus more on local and international and tourism managers. On the other hand, Albaha target is local resident, aiming to increase community participate in tourism. So the last aspect is the campaign objective diver. Journal Indonesia aims to increase the destination attractiveness and visibility through engaging digital content, while Albaha focus on encouraging positive attitudes and pro-tourism behavior among local to build stronger community support for tourism. These studies show how social media is no longer just a tool. It's a strategic platform that allows destination to connect, promote, and grow sustainability in today's digital tourism era. So there are real examples of doing marketing in social media. I took these photos from Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. It shows that Albaha and Bukit Lawang same as using social media to promote the destination. Then I will move on to the next topics. It's attitude and behavior, also pro-tourism behavior. For that, I'll hand it over to Vinka. So Vinka, time is yours.
All right, after discussing the use of social media in tourism campaigns, now we will look at how local communities perceive and respond to tourism in two destinations, Al-Baha in Saudi Arabia and Bukit Lawang in Indonesia. The attitude of local communities toward tourism plays a crucial role in ensuring its sustainability. In Al-Baha, support for tourism is largely influenced by the perception of the destination's attractiveness. Since tourism in these regions is still in its early stage, residents evaluate its potential mainly based on natural beauty and promotional efforts, particularly through social media. If tourism promotion successfully create a positive image of Al-Baha, residents will be more convinced that tourism can bring economic and cultural benefits to their area. On the other hand, in Bukit Lawang, where tourism has been established for a longer time, the local community sees tourism as a major source of income. Many residents work in this sector as tour guides, homestay owners, or vendors. As a result, their support for tourism is driven by tangible financial benefits they experience daily, rather than just the perceived attractiveness of the destination. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, how do local communities engage in pro-tourism behavior? In Al-Baha, since tourism is still developing, residents mostly contribute by supporting online promotions, such as sharing positive content about the destination on social media. They may also become more welcoming to tourists if they see clear benefits from increased destination appeal. However, direct involvement in tourism-related jobs remains limited. Meanwhile, in Bukit Lawang, where tourism is a key economic driver, locals actively interact with visitors. Many engage in direct service, such as offering guided tours, managing accommodations, or just selling local products. Additionally, they take part in environmental conservation efforts too, like recognizing that maintaining the destination natural beauty directly impacts their livelihood. From this comparison, we can see that the main difference between these two destinations lies in the factors that influence community support. In Al-Baha, support is still potential, depending on how the destination is promoted and developed. In contrast, in Bukit Lawang, support is more solid because the economic benefits are already directly felt by the residents. Over time, as tourism in Al-Baha expands, it is likely that local engagement will increase, similar to what has been observed in Bukit Lawang. From this discussion, we can see that attitudes and behaviors toward tourism are greatly influenced by the level of industry development in each region. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, now that we have explored how local communities engage with tourism, now we will move on to the next topic, that's destination attractiveness. For that, I will hand it over to Nadira, who will explain further. So please, Nadira, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Vinka. So the destination of attractiveness between Al-Baha and Indonesia. So the attractiveness of destination in Al-Baha is measured through the perception of tourists and residents towards the beauty, facilities, and experience offered. This perception is influenced by social media that presents various content related to Al-Baha. The article states that social media plays a role in increasing the attractiveness of a destination by providing interesting information, interacting with users, and building a positive destination image. Then, in Bukit Lawang, the attractiveness of its destination emphasizes more on aspect of local uniqueness, such as natural beauty, culture, and history that can be promoted through social media. Because social media can help in planning a trip before tourists decide to explore anything, also travel assistance during the trip in Bukit Lawang. Also, the post-tour evaluation can be delivered via messages or rating on the Google Maps. So there are similarities between Al-Baha and Bukit Lawang regarding the use of social media, which has a major role in shaping the image of a destination and increasing tourist appeal. Then for the conclusion, Al-Baha and Bukit Lawang destination do have similarities in the use of social media to promote their respective uniqueness. But the two destinations also have differences related to the impact of tourism success. As stated by Vinka, Al-Baha is still in the early stages of developing its tourism, while Bukit Lawang has focused on the benefits of tourism to the finance of the local community, which are certainly very beneficial. Therefore, tourism sustainability can be achieved if the mutual relationship between destination and consumer is still continuing. This is supported by a good marketing process by continuing to promote the global audience. So that's all from us. Thank you for the opportunity. So I'll give back the session to the moderator. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to Nadira, Vinka, and Rani for the insight. And we know that social media not only helps to boost a destination attractiveness, but also shape the travel perception and encourage community engagement. And you guys, if you have any question and interesting about this topic, feel free to drop them in the chat box because right now we will jump into the Q&A session, the second one. And now that every performer has delivered interesting insights, it's time for us to explore further through the Q&A session. And I'm sure that you have questions for us. And participants can use the raise hand and feature and submit the question through the chat box. And right now, I will read some questions that has been sent before. The first is for the UNES team. This is from Sandra Hana. And the question is, I have a question for UNES team. Based on the premium feature, are you team of Spotify or YouTube Music?
For the two of us, we are a team of Spotify. Because in Spotify, they mostly focus on audio tracks, while YouTube Music include music video, right? Like maybe some lyric video. You can access like lyric video only or anything else like that. But for us, Spotify is more competent, but it's depends on individual preferences. That's it.
For Rina, are you have a same answer?
No. I agree with Amira's statement.
All right, thank you. Thank you for UNES team for answering the question. We'll move to the next question is for the first team of UGM. This question is delivered by Muhammad Shafiq Rizkullah to the first team of UGM. Based on the material presented earlier, in your opinion, what is the best way to utilize social media so that its negative impacts can be minimized? This question is for UGM1, and for the UGM1, the stage is yours to answer the question. Okay, I will read again about the question. Based on the material presented earlier, in your opinion, what is the best way to utilize social media so that its negative impacts can be minimized? All right, we opened the question is for another group. We want to share about answer, maybe from the team from UGM 2.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question. We will give our respective opinion, and for my opinion, my first, you have to know what is the purpose of using social media. Maybe for communicate with our beloved ones, or maybe for learning new things from social media. That way, we will be wiser to use social media. And my friends have another opinion.
It's also worth mentioning, you have to consider to have an open mind and please understand the topic, and then you're allowed to give your opinion on something. Do not get involved in the internet conflict.
Okay, and in my viewpoint, I think the best way to use social media while avoiding its bad effects is to be careful and smart about it. What is it? Set limits on how much time you spend online and follow accounts that share good and useful content. Before sharing something, make sure it is true so you don't spread the what is it false information. Think before you comment and avoid fights or negative discussion. Keep your personal information private to stay safe. Most importantly, don't let social media take over your life. I mean, spend time with friends, read books, and enjoy real life activities to keep a good balance. That's for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer by the second team of UGM. For the first team of UGM, if you haven't prepared about the answer, we'll move to the next question. For the second team of UGM again, from Muhammad Syafiq Rizkullah. For second team of UGM.
I think that is the same question.
I'm sorry, I mean for the third team of UGM, from Alicia Ivania, and the question is from Indonesia. I will translate it to English. Berdasarkan fitur-fitur setiap sosial media yang ada, menurut kalian media sosial apa yang bagus untuk promosi tourism? And based all of the feature that present by the of social media, what is the best social media for promoting tourism? The question is for the third team of UGM. Are you ready?
Okay, ready? Thank you for your question, Alicia. So, my name is Putri Marani and I want to answer. I think for me is TikTok because TikTok is most effective platforms for promotion because like your video can reach a wide audience through the FYP, while even you don't have like many followers. So I think the content can be short and engaging, so you can making it easier to grab people's attention, making it easier to reach the target audience. So you can also promote your product by like joining the trending or challenges or using popular hashtags and the popular song. So in the feathers like TikTok Live and TikTok Shop, I think so make it easier to promote and sell at the same time. Um, so the content style is also flexible, and you can make it fun, casual, or even educational. I think that's all.
All right, thank you for the third team of UGM for the answer. The next session will be continue and we will invite again our guest star from Myanmar, Thoon Nady Lynn. Are you already with us, Thoon?
Can you hear me?
And we have question from the chat box. Is from Ananias Devara. I have question for Thoon. How do you manage your feeling when people in Indonesia assume wrong about you? Because we have different culture and point of view between people in Indonesia and people in Myanmar.
I think I have never I think like people have never made that kind of assumption like very authentic to me. So as long as there is not the thing, I think that's fine because I think people have some kind of like opinions about some other people. So I think that's fine for me. that they actually have some kind of, perception or assumption about me, even though it might not be true, but I don't, I have never feel like they actually made some kind of, offensive or, that kind of assumption that actually like hurt my feelings. So yeah, and also I think in here, because Indonesia has like they have like diverse culture even than us, like a lot of ethnic groups and here and a lot of religions. So I think people here are even more open-minded even than me and also tolerant with the diversity. That's why I think I have never feel like people actually making, that kind of like very offensive yeah, assumption about me.
All right. I wanna ask a question again. How do you think about people in Indonesia, especially in Yogyakarta, for your first impression, something
Oh,
like that?
that's the interesting questions. I also would like to tell about it. Yeah, the thing is that I have been like visited to a few cities in Indonesia, for example, Semarang or Bali or Jakarta, and yeah, stuff. But I think Jakarta people are very kind, like super kind. Like, oh yeah, really love them. I think because, like I said before, when I moved here, I actually like really have suffered from like a enormous social anxiety here. But in here, people make it like easier for me, to accommodate, like to actually quickly adapt to this environment. That's why I think people here are like very kind to me. And also on the other hand, they are really like curious about my culture or myself. Always like asking me about my country or like they actually ask me like mostly I don't really have like, a lot of local friends, except from my classmate. And but we don't really ask about the kind of questions to me, of course. But mostly what I communicate a lot with is that with Gojek and yeah, Gojek drivers and also my laundry evil. So other time they actually have kind of like, you have like some sort of like favorite food or, like they actually give me like some sort of like recommendations and, yeah, like this. So it really make me feel my heart warm most of the time, this kind of interactions and, also would like to like, and also get rid of my social anxiety that, people are not really scary, like they are really like open-minded to me. And then, even if like um like I made kind of mistake, they were really like kind of open-minded with me. You see, I'm a foreigner.
Okay. I'm so agree with you if you say people in Yogyakarta is so kind because we in Indonesia we have term something like di Sleman semua teman in English that in Sleman in Yogyakarta we all are friends and maybe I don't know who you are but we are friends something like that and that is proof that how humble people and how friendly people in Yogyakarta.
Yeah, that's very true because my experience with Bali, it's not like I'm not really generalizing. Okay, it's just my personal experiences. It's just like they are kind of like straightforward when like it comes to talk because in here like people always like please like always gentle and like soft like humble with everything. But in Bali, I actually met some people. I don't really meet a lot of local people, so it's just like purely my personal opinion. So it's kind of like I really have some sort of bad experience with my grad driver. Yeah, he is like kind of straight. Even like I actually gave him like the wrong directions. Like he actually like scolded me. Like oh, I was like I was kind of. It was the time that I actually got like culture shock because in here I think I'm getting like a special treatment from people here. And yeah, like this.
Yeah, because basically in Indonesia we have separated in few islands, and every island have their own characteristic. And in Javanese, people mostly known as the friendly, different with people in Sumatra and uh, Sumatra, and many more. And that's totally positive and that's totally fine because everyone have their own characteristic, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to ask if in Indonesia, every island, something like maybe have their own characteristic. Is there in Myanmar have the same condition or something like different condition?
I must say, yeah, I think in Myanmar we are not really diverse to one another, like not as much diverse as in Indonesia. We only have like the main 8 ethnic groups and like 135 sub-ethnic groups. So it's not, my country is not that big. So I don't actually think like we have that kind of norms or like differences. It's not very obvious. You cannot actually find like this. They still have that kind of, like a stereotype or like norms in their ethnic group, but it's not that really obvious. It just is really easier as to, just to adapt, like just to be, fit in with them very well. And also, I think in here, not a lot of people like, I mean, like in Myanmar, not a lot of people we also don't really have like a lot of languages. So every ethnic groups they can actually speak Burmese, like the main language. So that's why I think the language difference, not much language difference, and also not much cultural difference is also, yeah, what actually made us like not really diverse and also adjust well with that. And that's why we don't really have like that kind of like very significant differences.
All right. Thank you, Tun, for your answering the question. And actually, we have many questions about you, and maybe we can continue in other session, maybe other occasion, maybe other webinar. And thank you for these opportunities. Thank you for the sharing, and thank you for the time. And hopefully, you have a great day today. And we will continue to the next session. Thank you, Tun.
So thank you so much. Okay.
All right, guys, we will continue to the next question from Aliza Shafira to the first team of UGM. Saya mau tanya untuk UGM 1, apakah kalian pernah merasakan tekanan untuk menampilkan citra tertentu di media sosial? And in English is, I want to ask for UGM first team, have you ever felt pressure to present a certain image on social media? For the first team of UGM, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
All right, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you for the questions. The first is depends on each person whether they really care about their image on social media or not. But in our opinion is as long it doesn't cause any trouble for them, it's okay. But actually for us, I just post whatever I feel I like, and I know a lot of people carefully curate their image online, and social media more like place to have fun and stay connected with friends, not something it can be stressed too much about. It's from us.
All right, thank you. The answer from the OGM first. And now we have reached the end of the show. From today's discussion, we learned that social media is not just communication tool, but also shapes our identities, influences decisions, and even changes the way we see the world. And whether in building self-image, promoting tourism, or decision-making, the media has a big role in shaping our perception and social interaction. Therefore, it is important for us to be more critical in using social media in order to utilize it wisely and positively to the future. And to conclude our discussions, I'm Mustika, signing off. See you next year. See you next webinar event talk.
Okay, thank you, Mustika, for guiding us through such an engaging discussion. That brings us to the end of today's webinar, Perspective of the Future, How Media Shape Our Minds. We hope this session has been insightful and has provided all of you with new perspectives on how media impacts our thoughts and behaviors. A huge thank you to our guest speakers for their valuable insights, our participants for their enthusiasm, and our organizing team for making this event a success. Before I end today's webinar, I would like to inform you that participants are suggested to fill out the attendance form that we have sent in the Zoom chat box for the certificate. Thank you once again for joining us today. We appreciate your time and see you in our next webinar. And for the last, I will kindly ask you to do the last recommendation. And for the participants, I would like to ask you to turn on the camera for the last documentation. All right, I'll start counting now in 3, 2, 1. Let's take one more to make sure everyone is captured. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Once again, thank you very much for attending our webinar and see you in our next webinar.